tell me about that, finding out that she actually had to leave, because she said that she never thought that in a million years that was going to be the outcome. Well, tell me about the day she told you, Jocelyne, they're going to make me go to Mexico.
It was actually kind of ironic because I never really got involved since I had a lot of things going on with myself as well. I never really got involved in anybody's issues. But this time I was actually the one that accompanied her to the immigration offices. And in the way, on our way there, it was really heartbreaking because she just looked at me and she said, I have a really bad feeling about today. And I said, no, don't think that. You know, maybe they're going to give you good news and they're going to say that you can stay. She's like, hopefully. And when we arrived, I can tell that she was really scared. She tried to play it off, but I can tell. And when she went to the back with them, and when she came out, I just saw her crying, and I knew that it was just bad news. And I asked what was wrong, and that's when she told me, I have 3 weeks to leave. So it just kind of hit me, like nobody expected this. She was just going for a routine checkup or whatever it was, and they just hit her with the news that she has to leave. It was just really heartbreaking.
Like out of the blue, like you didn't think it would be this.
Exactly. And, her son was there. I was watching him, and she just broke down and, just automatically went to hugging him. And it was just really heartbreaking to see, that they were eventually going to be separated.
Do you think there's any irony in the fact that she grew up here in America, and all the things that she got involved with were American neighborhoods where American teenagers do drugs and do things? It was an American environment where she got mixed up in what they said was criminal activity, and now they're sending her back to a country that she doesn't know. You think that's ironic at all? She's a product of America being shipped back to Mexico.
I mean, a little bit, because just because she's an illegal, they're sending her back for some mistakes that she did. But there's thousands and thousands of other people that have done way worse, and they still get to stay. So I do think that's kind of like a little bit off right there. But at the same time, I don't exactly blame it, because, as young, naive little girls, we really didn't know anything better.
Have you guys been able to, I'm just thinking practically, make sure that she's going to have money and a place to stay, and, when she gets to wherever, it's almost like landing on the moon,
Right. Yeah, as a family, we've definitely tried to save up as much as we can recently. We've tried to cut back on certain things and kind of start preparing ourselves. And as far as my family in Mexico goes, I really don't know where they stand. I really have no contact with them, so I really don't know how they feel about her arriving there. If they will support her, I really don't know.
Very soon she could be back in Mexico. What do anyone in your family know about Mexico?
Nothing really. Me or my siblings don't know anything about Mexico. We've never been to Mexico, nothing like that. Besides what we see in pictures or videos and what people tell us, we really don't know nothing. So that's one of our biggest fears for her.
What happens with your nephew? I asked her sister and her husband, how do you make sure that he knows his mom, not knowing how long it will be before she ever sees him again?
As far as my nephew goes, I really don't know. with his dad being, extremely sick, and, I'm not in the greatest position either to say I'll step up to the plate. It's really difficult to say what could happen to him, I know I'll do my, the best I can, to always remind him of who his mom is, but as far as him probably going to visit, who knows?
Being an American citizen, do you at all have faith that American citizens will change the way this happens and make things better for families like yours?
As far as things are looking now, it's kind of hard to say. It kind of seems like a lost cause. Kind of seems hopeless. But I know not everybody is like that. I know there has to be people out there that have a heart and have to see how in scenarios like this, in cases like this, this would be the wrong thing to deport her.
Do you think most Americans understand what's really going on?
No.
With deporting people and why they get deported and what kind of crimes or issues can send a person away? Do you think most of America is tuned into this issue?
No, I really don't think so. I think if it doesn't affect them, then why should they care? I think that's what's going on. So it obviously doesn't affect the American people, so why should they care what's going on? Obviously, if they're Hispanic or stuff like that, obviously they're going to care, because it's same people like them. Their family's probably going through it. But besides that, I really don't think people really pay attention to what's going on.
So if you could say anything to Donald Trump and all the people who say, get her out of here, what do you say?
Everybody out there has done mistakes in their past, but that doesn't define who they are now. So why should it define us that we're illegal? Or my sister, why should it define her? I would just say get in our shoes for one day and see how we feel. How would you feel if your family was torn apart?